Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursdays with Tracy. After a long hiatus, which I'll get to here in a second, I am back. Everything's working. I'm joined by Anna. And
Hey, everybody.
before sorry, didn't give Anna a chance to say hello. Um, just want to
It's
get
your
some.
turn.
I just want to get some bills paid here, so I'm going to get this all out the way. We're sponsoring our scavenger hunt. I still have 44 tickets to go. I need 44 of people out there somewhere, don't care from where, to buy the tickets. Computers are expensive. I don't have enough money to buy one. This will help me. The link is at tracymedia.com/r-events. We also have another event coming the 24th, and that's called Beating the Duopoly. That's going to be a roundtable discussion with some third-party candidates. Those tickets are $30, and there's the link, tracymedia.com/r/events. And I forgot, that's the correct link because I forgot the J in the other one. And please support Anna, support Marlon, and support Theus. So, before we get started, I got all those bills paid. I gotta explain what happened Monday. I was going to go live on Monday. I had a whole big show planned. I was gonna call it the hypocrisy of democracy, where I just basically shoot off about what's wrong with America and why America does not deserve a birthday. Of course, my web browser decided to stop working. I could only access three pages: YouTube, Facebook, and Gmail. That was it. Couldn't access anything else.
Weird.
It was the most debilitating thing because I wanted to go live so bad. And now I can't even go back to do that special because it's not July 4th. It would have made such perfect sense on that day, but nope. It just was not meant to be. And
Hey, I still have people setting off fireworks every single night. People
I
like to celebrate July.
Yeah, apparently. But I don't want to do the special because it just doesn't seem appropriate. Like, I'll
I
rant and
hear
rave about it, but I'm like, I literally had the whole hour. I was like, I'm going to do this, talk about abortion, talk about poverty, talk. Nope. Didn't happen. Um, so the cable company came out, or the Wi-Fi company, whatever they're called.
it.
And he was like, oh, well, it shows you're connected. I'm like, but I can't get to it because I couldn't get to Chrome and I couldn't get to Sapphire. Nothing. He does something with a tap. And guess what, everybody? I'm back on. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Are you really, 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 really serious? Um, just was not happy. I'm happy I'm on today. So we got a whole slew of topics to talk about. We got, and it's not even in this order, but I kind of want to talk about it. Boris Johnson resigning, more January 6 meetings, and the topic we'll talk about first. Brittany Griner, I hope I got her name right,
Yes.
pleads guilty to drug charges.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be more to this story
I
because
think
I feel like I'm missing something because wasn't she saying through like her wife that, hey, I'm innocent, I didn't do this, it was just a little something, and now to plead guilty, that doesn't make sense to me.
her lawyer convinced her that pleading guilty would be the easier, less expensive, less tedious, and timely option to actually go through it, go through the 10 years.
Because
I
they're
don't know.
not going to give her like time served. This is not American prison. This is
No, no.
Russian prison. So she might serve, she could get up to 10 years. She might get 5, she
Mm-hmm.
might get 2, she could get the whole 10, but she can't get more than 10. I,
Right.
I'm, I'm like, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I wonder what made her, not that I can ask her, but I'm wondering what made her like agree to that because I'm like, what happened? I know you said that that the lawyers had convinced her, but this is just like I just heard she's innocent. It was just vapor. It wasn't like actual, like she actually brought drugs into the country. She had a pipe with some vapor on it.
It's a cartridge of concentrate. So it's very illegal in Russia, but very legal where she came from. So
it's legal in America, not legal in Russia.
right.
Okay, so they had 10 year up to 10 years for bringing a cartridge in. Am I getting that
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Okay,
Any amount. It doesn't matter. Like we have the certain you have to reach a certain amount before you have a certain I'm sorry, my brain's off. A charge. They will try to match up. If you had more substance on you, you'll get more time. Not in Russia.
that I know our prison system is messed up and it's
But
terrible. I may have just found the one system that's worse than America. I think I just found it.
well, there are plenty of systems that are worse than America. It's just that we have the most prisoners,
Yeah,
uh,
per cap. Yeah, we had the most
per
prisoners.
capita, right?
Yeah, we have the
And
most prisoners. Period. Hello, Susan.
hello, Susan. USA is not willing to give up
Yeah, they're
the
not
guy
gonna
that they
give.
want.
Yeah, they're not willing. I think the Biden administration said no, we're not going to do a prison swap.
Right.
So I don't think that's happening. Yes, I agree they're playing games. I definitely
Yeah.
think that's what. Yes, that part. Yes, I don't think the prison swap is going to happen. If I'm listening to what Biden is saying, if I'm listening, of course, eh, we may get off into why I think Biden's failures are intentional. But hey, that's just me. You're not going to talk me down from that. I know some people hate when I do that, but he does the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, dude, are you doing
Mhm.
this on you trying to lose or you just don't care? Or is it a combination of both? But in this case, they've already said um, there's no swap that's going to take
Mhm.
place. So what
Interesting.
else? And I don't know because my foreign politic is really bad. I don't keep up with it as much. It sounds like to me she's pretty much out of options. Like she's
Yeah.
going to prison. I don't see anything else. They're not going to do the prison swap. Russia isn't going to have this big, huge change of heart. It sounds like
I had this little a theory going that Russia knew it was about to invade Ukraine and it wanted to have some kind of leverage. Whether they snuck put the cartridge in and then, oh, what's this? Um, or if it really is hers. I really don't. It's laws. She knew all of the. She'd been playing in Russia for years.
right. That's
She
what I was
knew
like.
the
Well, wait a
laws.
minute. She knows the laws because she's been
Yeah,
playing in Russia for years. How did
this
she?
isn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
because that's
didn't
what I was
just go
like.
there. No, 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 no. So I really think that they set her up because
I
they want a
have
political prisoner.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with you because that doesn't make sense. She had been playing in Russia for 5 and maybe 6 years. She
Mm-hmm.
had to have known the law. She would have
Mm-hmm.
had to know it because that doesn't make sense. Now she's caught with it. I mean, I know she's what 6'3", 6'4". What made her height obviously is going to make her stand out.
Well, yeah,
Um,
she's a WNBA player, so of course she wants to, or they want height.
but I couldn't think. I'm like, now why would she take it in the country now? And
It
the
doesn't
war
make
hadn't
sense.
started then. But I'm like, what is it that Russia wants? Because we're not. Yeah, I'm gonna say this, audience, and it's gonna sound like I'm being anti-woman, and I'm not. America does not care about its female athletes.
Oh
I
no.
guarantee if that was
Hmm.
LeBron James,
Oh
Tom
yes.
Brady, oh, we are moving heaven and earth and everything else. Oh, we're
Absolutely.
talking now, we're at the table.
Hmm.
That's because that's the way, we're still a patriarchal society,
Hmm.
and we still have that man first type of attitude that really is stinky. Um,
Hmm. And she has darker skin. You know,
and she's in
they
the
don't care.
she's in the rainbow community. That doesn't help.
Right. So.
And remember to do what Anna said. Give this video a thumbs up and share it. Please share these videos. My goodness, we don't have any shares yet. So if you could just share this on your social media and subscribe, and you can do it with the red button. It's somewhere on your screen. It's usually down like there somewhere, but I don't know where yours is at. Um, but I think, like I said, if she were a male, especially if she were white, supposedly heterosexual, we would there wouldn't even be a discussion. She would be
She'd be
free,
home. He'd be
and
home.
yeah, she'd be home, and that's I don't know how because I don't like basketball. I don't like men's basketball. I don't like women's basketball. But this is a larger reflection of the NBA itself because you hear I do not, and I don't want anybody to take this next statement the wrong way. I do not think that they should make exactly what the men players make. Here's why. Because their salaries are revenue driven. How many seats are they selling? How much merchandise are they selling? What type of TV
Hmm.
contracts? That's what determines both the NBA and WNBA. The
Right.
NBA literally brings in billions of dollars.
Hmm.
I could take a WNBA team, I know none of them, and I could take the worst, well, I don't know anything about basketball. Since I know football, I could take the worst football team in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their worth is way more than all the teams in the WNBA combined.
Wow.
Combined. And so when you think, oh, well, they should be equal work for equal pay. But is it equal? I'm not real sure it should be equal because I'm like they don't bring the revenue. However, the people who are making that complaint, I think, hey, you might want to go to a WNBA game.
There is nothing that says that those women don't work as hard as the men during games. They,
Yeah, I didn't say
um,
that. I just said I'm just looking strictly
yeah,
at the revenue.
I know what you're saying. And should the popularity of the NBA trump the unpopularity of the WNBA? I don't think so. My own personal opinion there is we love sports as a country.
We
It
absolutely
should
do.
not matter who is down there. If it's a good game, it's a good game.
Yeah,
So,
I see where you're going, and I want to be with you so bad. I really do. But I'm like, it's apples and oranges. If they were making, if like Maybelline, uh, feminine hygiene products, I'm trying to think of something that's like more female geared. You don't
mm,
even see them advertising on the WNBA. You literally don't. I don't know if that's a bad job on the WNBA's part, but I'm like, ooh, I don't. It's a shame. Let me put it so. It's a shame that she has to
mm-hmm,
go to Russia to play. That's ignorant. But
yes.
should she make $250 million for a 10-year contract? I mean, nobody should make
All of
that
those,
much.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
nobody should make that. But if you're gonna pay it and you're not bringing in as much revenue as the other one, it's like, well, who am I gonna pay that money to? Me, I would say neither, because I'm not paying any player $250 million for 10 years. That's just me. But if you're going to do it, money's the bottom line.
It is.
And the game is much, much slower. All the WNBA games are slow. Like the one that I tried to watch for 3 minutes, I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't. No.
I've seen some really good games, so.
And maybe it's because I just don't like basketball. I'm just like, oh no, can't watch it. This is stupid.
I'm in the same place for American football. I grew up playing basketball, liking to watch it, and my whole family, we had sometimes bets when Michael Jordan was going to play, and so yeah, the whole thing is overblown. Everybody is paid far too much money, though I am very happy to see that a lot of our athletes do take care of their communities. They turn around and make sure that they give back.
Yeah, that part is. I forget what you're saying, truth too. So if you can expand on that, cause I forgot. But yeah, it's like she shouldn't have to play over there. But again, am I going to
The
pay
whole
her
patriarchal
$25 million?
thing.
I mean, if it's between her and LeBron, I'm probably going to give the money to LeBron because I know he's going to bring the money in. I don't have to question it. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything because I know wherever he's at, those tickets are selling out. WNBA can't say the same thing. So maybe this is a chance for all the people out there to saying, oh, well, they should be paid. Okay, here's what you do. Buy a ticket and go to a game.
Mm-hmm.
Become a season ticket holder. That's a good thing to do. They shouldn't have to be given, if the games are equal, and they put in equal effort in terms of their work condition, their eating habits, training, etc.
Yeah.
But and that's another difference. The physicality is also a whole lot different. Men tend to be stronger than women. Just general statement. Not.
Yep. I know what you're saying.
Personally, I don't enjoy watching women play sports unless it's tennis. That's the only time I will ever watch a woman's sport. Because all the other ones, I'm like, what you doing? Which is why I love football. Not because women aren't in it, but I love watching. I like the masculinity of the game. I like the toughness of the game and the roughness of the game and the hitting and the pushing and
running into each other.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, it sounds strange for a person that's pro woman to say that, but I'm like, some things we can, and some things men don't do well. Trust me. In general, women do better than men. But
there is a big conversation that we maybe should have some other time about the equality of the sexes, because there's not equality, and we are not really reaching for equality. Like, I don't think we want just as many women to be contractors. We want people to just do what they feel they could do.
Yes, and in general, for the most part, I agree with that statement. But it's some jobs, I'm like, and I don't want to be anti-woman, I really don't. But it's some things like lifting things and taking trash out and all these things in my mind I've stereotyped men to do. And I probably need to grow a whole lot more to get to where you're at. But I'm just like, I personally don't enjoy watching women play sports. It's just me. It could be a bias. It could be something that was geared into me when I was a child. And now I'm just like, why? Not saying women can't play sports. They absolutely can. But when I'm sitting down to be enjoying a sport, I gotta watch the males. It seems to me that Putin is living in what 90s? He's about as behind the times as Biden. I really don't know when he thought Russia would get out of Lhasa. I don't either. That's the thing. He kidnaps basically. I don't don't want to insult Britney, but she could walk the streets and nobody would probably stop her for an autograph. She doesn't need
Did
security.
anybody know her name before she got taken hostage? I didn't.
I did only because she married a woman. That's the only reason.
Okay.
That's it. Maybe if it that's well, depends on which rapper.
Mm-hmm.
The rappers they might let them stay over there. But if it were a male athlete and a prominent male athlete, that's it. She's home or he's home. But yeah, what did they like? What did Putin or whomever did it, whomever planted? Because I do think it was planted. Like what you getting out of Brittany Griner? She could literally walk anywhere with probably no security. Nobody's running up to her. Nobody's,
They get a chess piece. They get that little bit of leverage just in case.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is why someone of that low, right? And again, I don't mean this an insult, but I'm saying if you're gonna do that, you might want to aim a little higher. Like I don't know.
They have to pick from what they have. Who's coming into the country?
Who's coming in? Yep. So
she might have been. Yeah, Marlon is still working. So
yep. Yeah, because I'm like, what did he really think Biden was gonna be like? Oh no, we can't have Britney in prison, so let's exchange. Yeah, probably wasn't gonna happen. Probably not.
It's a sad situation all the way around.
She should not be in jail. Period.
Agreed.
No way. This is wrong. I do think it was a setup because it's like it's so convenient because I'm like
yes.
It's like she's been in this country before. She has to know the rules. She has to know what to carry, what not to carry. And the fact that she looks like she's going to go to prison for 10 years, maybe they'll give her less time, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give her the full 10. Marlon is still at work.
It's heartbreaking. Oh, don't work too hard, love.
Yeah, so it's just I've been thinking about this all day. But one thing about this, and then we'll move on to the next subject, is I should stop reading Facebook comments. I really should. Because when the story broke that she pleaded guilty, oh, well, that's what she gets. She's guilty now. She's going to jail. Sometimes I don't like to say Americans are stupid. But wait. Facebook comments be proving me wrong every time. I'm like, oh boy. How do you say to a person who was possibly set up, and we don't have proof of that yet, so allegedly, Russia, not that y'all watching this, but how do you say, hey, she deserved it? What? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Biden is really
You have no idea about the conditions that Russian jails are in.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking of American jails, which are terrible. Our jails and prisons are terrible.
Yes.
They take theirs to the next level of terrible. Like like I said, that's the one prison system that I know is worse than ours. No type of resources, no type of, outside activities, because going outside, it's still important even though you're behind prison. But we'll talk about prison conditions later because that's a whole discussion.
Yes.
But I do want to move on to the next topic, and that is Boris Johnson. And I'm pretty sure this will go quickly because I don't have a whole lot to say about this person. Boris Johnson has finally decided, after all the scandals that he has caused, after 40 members of his party resigned, that he's going to step down. Why didn't he do this before?
I really don't have any answer for this. It was a surprise, and I thought, kind of like his American counterpart, that he'd be hanging on for as long as possible.
But why do people really compare him to Trump?
The racist, the stupid stuff that he says, there are some comparisons to be made.
Yeah, but they're few. I mean, they're both stupid. Okay, allegedly, because I can't
In ways.
in ways. But the whole Brexit thing, like, are they ever gonna go? I mean, are they ever gonna go back to the European Union? Probably not. I mean, he was successful in that. He was forced.
Oh, he was
Okay,
forced to?
see that part
Thank
I
you.
didn't know. Didn't know. I
Me
thought,
neither.
well, at least he listened to the force. We got a clown over here still talking about I won the election. No, you didn't. You did not win. People did not want you. That's why you're being sued in Georgia. Hopefully, you're being indicted by the January 6th Commission. Hopefully, New York will get you. Somebody's going to get you. Trust me and believe. You may not go to prison, but you're going to get a conviction. And it's going to be a day I'm going to throw a party and just celebrate.
Yeah, I said, hey, DOJ, if you even make a little move on it, I will write you the nicest, most flowery apology letter.
Oh, yeah, I got mine like, Dear Garland, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You
I
actually
was
did
very,
something.
very wrong. Yep. I will
But,
write that letter
yeah, but they're still trying to play. It's not
if
enough
it comes.
evidence. I'm like, dude, what type of evidence? What is you looking for exactly?
Really.
What you talking about? There's no evidence. There's not enough evidence. What are you looking for? The man
Find
literally,
me 11,000 votes.
yeah, on the tape record, like you literally heard him say it.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
recorded.
there's one part of the January 6th. Now that we're easing into that topic, I gotta get to
Mm-hmm.
because there's a
Okay.
part of Cassidy
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson's testimony I have a hard time buying. I could easily believe that Trump wanted to be at the protest and march with them.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot have ever believed that he, with his out of shape self, leaped into the front seat of a car and grabbed anybody at any time. That's the one part I'm like, nah, look at him. He's so, like, either he was sitting in the front seat and he did that, that would make sense. But if he's in the back seat and the back seat is at least, 12 inches away from the front seat, he would have had to lean forward, and then somebody stop him. No. And take the wheel? No. I
No,
can't.
she didn't say he was reaching for the wheel, but the one in the passenger front seat grabbed his arm before
Oh,
he
I
could.
thought she said he was reaching for the wheel.
No.
But where did the car wheel come from then?
Well, that was the purpose. He wanted to get the wheel, but
Oh, and
the
then
other.
he lunged for it, and then somebody who was ever in the front,
Yeah.
okay, now I get it. Because the way I was hearing it, I'm like, no, they not saying this turkey ball leaped in front of the front seat and did anything. Nah, I can't buy that. I can't. Look at him.
Yeah,
I'm
I know
in
what you
the
mean.
out of shape club. I know what out of shape look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bing, there you go.
But when you are such a man, baby, and you want what you want, temper tantrums, they happen. And emotions riding high, he wanted to go. I absolutely,
Yeah.
there's nothing that.
And at first I thought when he said that whole one, like, I'll be down there marching with you. I'm like, shut up. You're not even gonna be in the White House watching. I was wrong. I was really, 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 really wrong about that. Really wrong.
He wanted to go in like the general, in front of his people.
Yeah, but Susan, what is he looking for? Like, what evidence? The man literally said on tape, find me 11,000 votes. I don't know what else you need. He knew they were, we all agree, he knew they were violent. He knew that they were carrying weapons.
They were armed.
Thank you, they were armed. And he says, oh, they won't shoot me. And then allegedly says when they were saying, kill Mike Pence, etc. Well, maybe that's what he deserves. Well, maybe that's what you deserve. Who's going to be? No, unfortunately, because the Republicans are so stupid, they'll all line up to be his running mate. They'll all be like, oh no, pick me, please pick me. You see, he likes to kill his vice presidents. Why you want to run as his running mate? For what? Power? Maybe I'm just not power driven, and I'm just not driven to get power like that. I'm backing away. I'm just like, ooh, he wanted to kill his wife. Maybe that's not the position for me. Maybe that's just not gonna work out. I'm just saying.
Anyone with a brain would have that same conclusion. But there is a significant portion of the GOP who are stepping away from Trump and closer to DeSantis. Here's somebody who doesn't have all the baggage. He's just as bad, but he can act well. He doesn't let all of the gross, narcissistic, racist, bad stuff out.
He just passed a bill that said, don't say gay. Like, that's going to stop people. Like, that'll stop it. That right there will stop. What's wrong with people? Well, what's wrong with anybody in a red state like myself? What's wrong with us? Why do we keep electing these people to office? Then they start thinking, I won governor. Well, shoot, I could run for president. Like, if he had lost right at the beginning, we probably wouldn't have half of these problems. We might be on East Street. We might not, because I'm not a fortune teller or I can see into the future, and I don't like to play whataboutism. But
yeah, and be careful about that, because that's where you get people who were very much for Hillary Clinton saying that those of us that held out for Bernie in 2016, we actually caused all of this.
She's delusional. She's still mad at Susan Sarandon. Like, girl, sit down. Like,
really?
Susan, because Jill Stein got what? Less than 1% of the vote. That did it. That was it right there. That was it. You could have had that less than 1% of that vote, and that would have put you where? You still won the popular vote.
Right.
You still, like, if we would have just
the millions more.
Yeah, we should just get rid of the electoral college. Absolutely agree with it, because it's racist. It's I don't want to say barbaric, but it's certainly not the voice of the people.
No, agree completely.
But he has been discredited. I'm just like, but what? What else? Do y'all? Okay, Susan, just walk with me here. Walk with me here, and you can answer the question in the comment section. Is Garland looking for the tape where he says, hey, listen, like he's at the meeting saying, hey, let's get burner phones. And then what we going to do? It's like, what is he? I don't know what Garland is looking for, because from what I can see, everything's right there. Everything literally is right there.
Remember how long Watergate took?
Yeah.
These things take time.
I was a little bitty baby. I don't remember Watergate.
Sorry. Remember is the wrong word, but look back to your studies, and it took a time.
Yeah, but at least Richard Nixon had the decency to say, you know what, I got caught. I'm gone. That's it. Took him a while, because he was president. Let's see, I was born in January. He resigned in August. That's 8 months, give or take. Wow. That's a long time. But I just wonder, speaking of Trump, how does he convince people to work for him at any level? I don't get it. Like, the guy's not bright. Do you figure, hey, I can influence him with my stupid ideas and he'll just go for it? Or, like, He's a good boss. He listens to things. It's like he says the very last thing he heard somebody else say.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you walked in the room and I walked in the room and you said, "Well, I like chicken and grits," and then I said last, "No, I like chicken and waffles." He would probably say I like chicken and waffles because he heard me say it last.
Mm-hmm.
Like he puts no thought into the things he says, and I'm like, "But you want to work with this guy? You actually think this guy won?"
I think it's closer that, they want to work with the prestige of the office, not who's there.
No, but that little Stephen Miller, oh, that that
Yeah.
gotta watch my language on my own show. Mm-mm. He's
He's
the one that
creepy.
not only
He's just
creepy,
creepy.
he's racist, he's misogynistic, he's
Yeah,
transphobic, he's homophobic. Every phobia fits him.
all of them.
Like he's all the phobias. And then somebody says, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna hire this racist, narcissistic, idiotic buffoon
You're
who
up my
thinks,
alley.
yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
And you know who's really to blame for this? And I don't like to blame these people. The people that voted for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I am not a Hillary fan.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me when I say that I'm not a Hillary fan. You gonna go with this guy? Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
He does, but where are they gonna go? They're not gonna go to the Democratic side. They're definitely not gonna be like, you know what? That Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the greatest things ever. No. They're gonna go to some Republican that's kookier and spookier. It's gonna be Ron DeSantis, Josh Hawley, the governor of Texas, can't think of his name, Abbott, um, any of those red states,
Yep.
any of those, the state where the woman is the governor, is either South Dakota or North Dakota, one of those Dakotas.
Okay.
There's talk of her running.
Wow.
So they got enough stupid in the bag to pull this off. All we gotta do is go from one degree of stupid to the next degree. And here comes my question: what do we do about it?
That's a really good question.
Because I'm frustrated with the other side because they just sit there like, we tried. No, you didn't.
What do you mean the other side?
The Democrat slash left slash progressives, anybody that's not Republican.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems
Well,
like they're the minority party, right? Because
right.
if we think about the national um, party, they're the minority party. But yet they're willing all the power. I'm like, huh? How does this work again? Huh? What? Huh?
They know all of the shady dark corners of the government, and they're using archaic rules to their advantage. And you can bet that when it's no longer to their advantage, they'll drop them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of the filibuster when they take control of
Mm-hmm.
the Senate. Oh
Oh, yeah.
what? What's a filibuster? We don't know. Oh, she spelled his name wrong in the first post. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm like. I mean, there's a couple things we could do. One, we could register more people to vote. But then who do you tell them to vote for? If you look on the Democratic side, because that's the only major party left, you've got Democrats mad at Biden because he's not doing any the things that he said he was going to do, especially on Roe v. Wade. He has literally dropped the ball. I'm like, dude, you knew 6 weeks before you saw the leak, just like we saw it.
We all saw it.
Oh,
Yep.
my hands are tied. No, my hands are tied. See, I can't
Mm-hmm.
do anything because, see, I'm Tracy. I don't have legislative power like you to put abortion clinics on federal land. See, you have that power. I don't have that power.
And
And
that would be a perfect response a start. And
Yeah.
that is, like you said, are you trying to lose? Yeah, they really do like when they are the.
They're the minority party. They can say, oh, look
Mhm.
at the Republic. But no, you can't say that and then not. Your your answer to people's criticism of you can't vote Democrat for what? You're a leader of the Democrats, and rightly or wrongly, people are always going to judge by who the perceived leader is.
Yep.
Joe Biden is the perceived leader of the Democratic Party. When his press secretary or rep says, "Oh, you should just go vote," why? Why am I voting? Just so you can say, I tried. You aren't even trying to get Manchin and Sinema to vote to override the filibuster.
Mhm.
You can't go to Arizona and West Virginia and rally the people? Like, you can't do that? You can't hold a because if you hold a press conference, if he holds a press conference, somebody's coming. I don't care who it
Mhm.
is. Somebody's going to attend. He says
He
at that press.
travels with his own little press conference.
Yeah, exactly. So all he had to say was that the couple press conferences, hey, we can codify Roe v. Wade and Manchin and Sinema vote to get rid of filibuster for this vote. Now I think it should permanently be gone, but that's a whole another argument for another day. But if he just kept saying it over and over and over again, use the bully pulpit like
Yeah.
I don't know. People say LBJ. I wasn't around when he was president. FDR.
They both used their microphone really well. They knew they could push, they knew who they could prop up, and it, yeah, if only he would press a little and say, "Look, I know that Manson, your daughter, is doing some illegal stuff. Do you want me to look into that?"
That's what I said, and I was told that's illegal. Uh-uh. You didn't. He isn't saying I'm going to investigate you. He's
Mm-hmm.
saying, wouldn't it be a shame if I investigated you? You're taking illegal contributions. I
Mm-hmm.
would hate for you to have to be impeached. I would really hate it. I would
Exactly.
really hate it if the voters of West Virginia had to pick a Republican. I
He's
really
not using the tools of the
that
presidency.
one would work so well. It's like, hey, your son has a company that's giving to your campaign. That doesn't look legal to me. That looks suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Susan, you're gonna have to really explain that one because I lost. Arrest when they come home. FX. I don't
Uh,
know. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
lost
get that
on
one
this
either.
one. I'm lost on that one. So
Context, please.
yeah, we're gonna need some context for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, hold on a second. Let me read the
Oh,
comment.
oh. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but they couldn't do anything about it because it's federal land. Be like, oh well, what you gonna do? It's federal land.
Ultimately, we do have
The
at
expanding
least
the court would be the best way to do it, but Biden
at
is
least
against
three of
that.
our justices have all lied to get on the bench.
But you don't
And
have to.
now,
Yeah, you don't have to vote to impeach him. You need 60, not 50. You need 6-0.
understand, supermajority. These rules have to change.
Ex-
They don't make sense in our current world.
yeah, because mostly when we're doing things, we just say majority rules. Whatever the majority says, that's what we're gonna do. But even if that was the case, I still don't think that they would vote to impeach those justices, even though they just clearly lied under oath. But that's not an option. I think AOC and Elizabeth Warren are the only two saying, "Hey, impeach these people."
Hmm.
And
There's a couple more voices, but
yeah,
yeah,
those are the two I know. I don't know anybody else that
I
may
know
be.
I've heard a few more people say it from Capitol. But
Yeah,
um,
expanding the court that would be a good thing to do. But
mhm.
you need the filibuster suspended, and then Biden's already said Hey, it's off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then she's saying the rest would come home. And then she said, okay, now her comment making more sense. Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Susan. Now I'm like, read it in order, it'll make sense. But it just scratches my head because I'm like, the elections are in November. What is this, July? So we got, let's just scratch off July. Even though no, it's early enough. July, August, September, October, November. That's 5 months. You
Yeah,
just
Washington
want
State right now is in its early voting stage for primaries. So I'm waiting for my ballot to come so that I
That's
can.
right, because you all do the common sense thing and mail ballots to people.
Yes, we do. And
Some
we
of
have
us
an
have to.
incredibly high turnout of
That's
voters.
yeah. You know what our idiot governor? Yeah, I'm gonna call him an idiot. That's too confusing for Hoosiers. Are you serious? That's the easiest way to vote. Just mail it to me. One, I'm likely to. No, now I know what I'm gonna do because I don't trust the elected officials here. I'm taking mine down there. I'm like, look here, this is my
Mm.
ballot. But still, when that one time they let us vote by mail, oh, that was so convenient. Um, Wait a minute.
You raise voter turnout,
Yep.
you increase the security. There's no reason not to do it.
I thought impeachment hearing Susan did need a supermajority. I was pretty sure because when Trump got his two impeachments, they didn't reach the 50 vote. Yeah, they reached the 50 vote threshold, but they didn't get to 60, so he still was president.
Right. Well, impeachment is a very specific word used for the presidential office.
But it applies to Supreme Court also because they have to be impeached, right?
I'm not sure if it uses the same language. It might just be remove. I was
Yeah.
just reading it before, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure on. To me, they lied. The three of them lied. They should
Yeah, they
go.
obviously lied. Abortion is
That should.
president law, says the man that allegedly, we all know he did rape the woman, and then cried when he got questioned back. Boy, if you don't sit yourself down,
And I like beer.
I forgot about the I like beer part. And
I can.
handmaid tells lady, I don't know what Catholic school they picked her out. Oh my goodness. I'm like, girl, you not a good representation of whatever we would. No, no.
Barrett is, yeah, weird.
Yeah, she's scared. She's the one that scares me.
Mm.
And Clarence
How
Thomas.
how you can be a woman and vote like this? I really don't understand.
Because women should have just kept their legs closed. That's what they should have did. I mean, everybody knows that a zygote and a fetus and a baby are all the exact same thing. I'm like, y'all can't be
Yeah,
real.
and we can control the sperm. And
And
excuse
what
me.
if the sperm implant? What if the sperm hits the egg, but the egg doesn't plant? Now that zygote doesn't plant on the uterine wall.
In a fallopian tube?
Tube. Well,
Mm-hmm.
no, not in the fallopian tube. It has to be on the uterine wall, right?
Well,
Because a
yes, to be
fallopian
a
tube
viable.
would be that would be a non-viable birth.
Right.
Um, but if it doesn't implant and the woman releases it, was that abortion? Because now we
Mm.
know that a zygote, a fetus, and a baby, they're all the same.
Well, okay, so then go all the way. If you're saying life begins at conception, start saying that men have to pay.
Or mandatory, and I don't know if I like this idea. Mandatory vasectomies is a idea that's kind of been floating out there, and I'm like, ooh,
They can be reversed.
they can be, but I'm not comfortable with a man saying
Mm.
anything over a woman's body, so therefore I can't be comfortable with me saying, "Hey, you
Yeah,
go
no.
get a vasectomy." Nah, I'm like, I'm not comfortable with that. It's an idea, because it can be reversed. And so ideally, it would make more sense because once he finds that woman who he wants to procreate with, then he could go get it reversed. But the worst example is that governor of South Dakota. I forget her name, and her name doesn't even deserve to be called. They asked her specifically. There was a 10-year-old in Ohio that was raped by her relative. And she had to go.
Her uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her uncle. She had to go to Indiana where abortion is still legal until July 25th because they're going to outlaw it. But at the time that she came, abortion was still legal here. So Ohio is just banned. You can't have one, period, point blank. And so they asked this person who holds the title of governor, hey, do you think that a 10-year-old should be forced to carry a baby? And she was like, well, yes, because all life has value. Does she not realize that at 10 years old, she probably can't even, it's unlikely that that child will be born because her body at 10 isn't ready to have a baby? Who, I think I posted this on my Facebook page. I was like, if you're sitting here telling me that a woman that's raped has to carry her child because, quote, the child didn't do anything, don't just unfriend me. Just go ahead, unfriend me. You have nothing to say. There's no way that I would be sitting here telling a 10-year-old baby. That's literally what she is in my eyes. A
Baby. Yep.
10-year-old baby. Oh yeah, you gotta have this child. Sure, you'll probably die in childbirth, but hey, it was a good 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
That's topic.
Yep, thank you. See, y'all know I
Mm-hmm.
can't read, right? I'm literally looking at it and I'm like, it could be it. But
I had it in my head. I've heard it before. So
yeah, I'm like, so what you gonna do? So if old dude uses the pull-out method, is that abortion? I mean, if you really sit here and think about what this ban is, and what about contraceptives? You can basically order contraceptives online if you do it
mm-hmm.
right. Of course, I had to go into the office and get mine because I take a shot and not a pill. But that's, am I
You
gonna
can
get
order not just contraceptives, you can order them from Europe.
exactly? So now they're gonna go in people's mail. Oh, she's got the abortion pill. She's
Mm-hmm.
got it there. I mean, who? I mean, there's so many different reasons besides stopping a child from being developed that women take contraceptives.
Yep.
I
Yep.
personally take it because I have severe menstrual cramps and I just can't take it, and so it helps me. Well, what the heck am I supposed to do? Depo can't be ordered, so I got to go to a state where it's legal. Do I order? I mean, it's like they made this ruling and they just didn't think about anything else. It's
Yeah.
just like they thought, okay, we'll just ban this. But there's a case in Mississippi where a woman who's well past her childbearing years, she takes a medication for cancer. And one of the side effects in it for a woman who is in childbearing years is that it would stop. It would be basically an abortion pill. Well, now she can't get it, but she has cancer. So what is she like? What is she gonna do? Like she's gonna get an authorization from her doctor.
Yep.
Yep, they did that in Indiana.
Yep.
Indiana currently has a law that if a woman miscarries, she has to prove that she didn't do anything. And I'm just
To
summarizing the
cause
law.
it.
Yeah, to cause it, and she has to hold a funeral, memorial, or religious service for that child. Are you serious? Yes, that's a law. That's a law in the state in which I live in. Mike Pence signed it. He had all the religious leaders around him. Of course, the Supreme Court at that time said you can't do it, but the law was signed. That law is coming back. I got money on that one. It's coming back. I can just imagine it.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine. And now you have idiocies like Mike Pence now talking about, you know what, we need a federal ban. Wait a minute, Mike. So now at first you were saying it's a state's right. Every state is different. But now, since some states can have it and some states can't, you want a national ban. Doesn't that violate the state by state thing that you said that you were in? Because maybe I'm not getting it in. Maybe I'm just
They
so
don't
stupid.
care when they contradict their own
I'm
words. They
like,
don't care.
it's like, huh? You just literally stepped over your own foot with your own mouth because you just said it was a state's right, but now you want to ban it nationally. What? That's too. I can't with America. I can't with America no more. We got to stop us people that are called the electorate. We got to stop being stupid. Because this mess right here is like just getting on my nerves. You got people in Texas banning sodomy. Like, how you going to even enforce that? Everybody's going to just knock on the bedroom doors and just say, hey, are you
When I
sodomy?
talk to people who are so behind our corporate Democrat representative, I ask them, since he's been in from 2013, how do you feel that just repeating the same thing is going to bring about any change?
You have to do something different to get the results that you want. And that includes voting for a third party. But I'll just throw that out there because I'm like, well, that's different.
It is,
That's
yeah.
different. It's totally different. You don't like this Republican, you don't like this Democrat. Guess what? Ooh, it's a third option. Americans won't do that because we're just been trained Democrat and Republican.
Mm-hmm.
But
It would be really nice if we could get rid of all the parties. Just run on your platform.
yeah, but I don't know if you'll ever get rid of them because people like to group, like people like being in groups, especially when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to politics because it's easy to identify.
And they like identity. Exactly.
Yeah, they like the identity. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Anna, I know we are way past. No, we're not. We're 2 minutes away from the
Oh my
after
goodness.
party. Where can everybody find you?
I have a little website. It's called borreliaetc.com, BORRELIAETC.com. I also have a YouTube channel under the same Borrelia, etc. And you'll find different videos there. Sometimes it's just me, sometimes it's me and my caregiver talking. So come on over and check it
And
out.
tell us who your caregiver is.
My caregiver is my mother. I had to move back in when I was 23 years old because I couldn't be alone for more than a couple of hours. I had serious fall concerns. I had seizures. I had just my heart would go really low, and I would fall and wake up. I don't know how, so I really needed to be, even when I was living with a partner, when they went to work, I was
Yeah.
alone for over 8 hours and I couldn't do that. So I actually had to move back in very, very early. But we made it work, and somehow we still friends. So doing something right.
Yeah, and this will be the last comment. They want
All right.
power. They don't care how they get it. I just saw a
Yeah.
black Republican, which is an oxymoron, running an ad with Democrats in hoods and robes attacking his house. He had his, yeah, he probably will win because he's one of those good black people. Let me shut up before I keep on going. So,
Oh, Tracy.
um, everyone that's watching this video, I want you to like this video. Please like it. If you watch it later, comment. Even I look at the comments, I absolutely do.
She does, every one of them.
Remember, there are only 2 more of these shows left before we change over to, yes, there are 2 shows because this show is going away. We're going to be moving to Tuesdays with the Tracy show. So this show will be going away. After party will still be Thursday, but this show specifically will be going away.
Okay.
So we want you to tune in because we're going to do a big old send off with no tears.
Changes are
So
coming.
like this page, subscribe to my channel, support me on Patreon, and remember to go to TracyMediaLLC.com for all my links, all my events, and you can also email me at TracyMediaLLC.com. We will see you all next week. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.